Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is already so late. It was 7:25 when I walked out here, so it is already getting late, but I wanted to jump on here and just do a short little vlog. Honk, honk. I wanted to just jump on here and do a short little vlog tonight because I was going to take the whole day off and not film any videos. But then we ended up going to Target and I bought some stuff. So I did a haul on my Peter Does Stuff channel. Then I did a review of some of the things that I bought. And then for my new Peter's reality TV recaps and opinions, we were at brunch today and we ran into a housewife from the Real Housewives. And so I made a video about that over there. And it has a little part where I call Tanya Jean on the phone and stuff. So anyway, I filmed that video, and then I filmed a Peterisms video because Alex is upstairs and he's just watching all these TikToks of Shakira live concerts and things like that. And so I said to him, I said, do you care if I film a few videos? And he was like, no, not at all. I'm just laying in bed with the dog. So I was like, okay, tomorrow it's either going to be tomorrow or Tuesday that I'm going to have to go to the dentist. I'll explain that story in a second. You guys were so nice about your comments about Boo Radley, and I just want to say I really, really appreciate it. He is better today. He ate his food, and he finished eating his food today, and he's been eating treats and running around, going outside and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that he is 100% back to normal. He's just very slow, and I don't know if it's just him getting older or if he's not feeling good. I don't know what it is, but he's just like hanging out with us most of the day, and he hasn't been isolating as much today, which is good, because I think that was the piece that worried me the most, because if we were home, he was like with us always, right? In the last couple days, he's really been isolated and going down to his house and just hanging out down there. And when Alex is up in the bedroom, if we're up there together, we keep the doors closed, and then he stays in there with us. But Alex has been keeping the bedroom door closed since we've been home. We got home about 3:30 or something like that, 4, and he's been up there with him the whole time. And you know, we got home, Alex took him outside, and he ran around the backyard, and then he gave him treats and food, and then ever since then, he's been upstairs with Alex, and the doors are open, and he hasn't been running downstairs. So, hopefully, he is on the mend, and day by day, he'll get a little bit better. You know, I said something to Tanya about, again, we were talking about it, and she said, you know, like, just like with older people, like with older dogs, she said, you know, if they aren't feeling great, or they get hurt or something, or they're not feeling good, or, you know, they're sick, then, like, they really feel it a lot harder, you know, than younger people, or, you know, young dogs, young puppies, and young pets and things like that. So I have a feeling that's just kind of what it is, and it's just taking him longer to get over it. We're still going to schedule a vet appointment just because, first of all, it's time for his checkup, and also we just want to be 100% sure and maybe get some blood work done and things like that to make sure that he's okay. Last night, I was like scrolling through Facebook, and WRTV here in Indianapolis, which is like one of the channels, but like their news channel, did this hour-long documentary or special on the forgotten loved ones of Fox Hollow Farms, which is where Herb Baumeister, the serial killer, lived. So I was like, I want to watch this, especially since that was our book for, I think, July that we read, which is about Fox Hollow Farms. And so I was like, well, I want to read or watch this. I haven't seen this. I've seen like everything that's out there about Fox Hollow Farms, and I hadn't seen it. So I watched it. It was really actually very good. If you put in WRTV and Fox Hollow Farms, it'll pull right up, because that's how I looked it up last night, because I want to send it to Nikki and Mel. But anyway, it was not really like a lot of new information, except for that it interviewed and highlighted 2 of the victims' families, and that was very interesting and very sad at the same time. So I watched that, but while I was watching it, I was like, I kind of want some treats, and so I went inside, and I pulled out some candy that I had reviewed, these chocolate-covered peanuts and these chocolate-covered blueberries, and I pulled those out, and then I pulled out this apple, candy-coated popcorn, like candy apple popcorn or something like that. that I had reviewed on my channel, and I was eating it, and I'm just like sitting here eating it, and I noticed it kept on getting stuck, like in my teeth. And so finally I just was like, this isn't even fun to eat, like it's getting stuck over here, right? So I went inside and I put it away, and I actually ended up throwing it away because it just was like, this is obviously, I can't do this, right? So right after I put it away, I was like, I feel like there's popcorn still stuck in my tooth. And I kept on going over here to my tooth right here. It's like this like third molar from the back. I was like, what is going on? I was like, it feels like there's part of my tooth missing. So I went in the bathroom and I looked, and of course I can't see anything without reading glasses. So I pull up my phone and I like put the light on, I put it down there, and it's like my tooth is like this. I was like, well, I lost a crown. I was like, I lost a crown, and, you know, from eating this popcorn. So, it is what it is, and, that's what you get for eating this hard-ass popcorn, right? So, trying to get into the dentist, talk to the dentist. The dentist was like, I think you'll be fine, but, you know, make sure that you don't chew on that side of the mouth. Today at brunch, we went to brunch. We ran in, did I say this already, that we ran into a housewife, a real housewife? I think I said that already, at brunch. But anyway, I just had a cup of tomato artichoke soup and a warmed up croissant. It wasn't like real warmed up, but it was still good. And that was all I ate, and I ate it on this side. So I was like, I've got to eat some softer things and whatever. So trying to get into the dentist tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Tuesday at the latest. You know, the office isn't open, so they didn't know, like, you know, the schedule and things like that. So anyway, not fun. It started to, like, hurt a little bit, but I will say it's not, like, hurting, like, really bad or anything like that. But obviously I'm going to have to get a new crown on, which is painful because that's expensive. I've had this crown on this tooth. Like, Alex was like, well, how long have you had that crown on? And I said, I've had the crown on that tooth, I mean, literally, I think I got it on, like, my first couple years sober. So I've had it on for, like, 26 years or something like that, this crown. It doesn't hurt or anything, and it just feels weird. Like, it's literally, like, the crown just came right off. So, anyway, I know I'm probably going to get inundated with 10 million comments about that. So, yeah, so I watched that last night, and then, what else did I watch? Is anybody watching The Changeling on Apple TV? I just started. It looks good. I think I'm going to maybe start that because I feel like I need, like, the Apple TV shows are fantastic, so I think I might start that. I watched an episode of Fear of the Walking Dead last night, and then I went to bed because I was kind of just, like, so over my tooth that I was like, I think I need to get some sleep. So I went to bed and then got up today, and it was, like, my mouth was kind of sore, but it didn't hurt. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't know if it was, like, because my tongue was, like, playing with that, like, last night or whatever, but, like, it was just kind of like my jaw was kind of sore, but it didn't hurt. Like, it doesn't really, like, hurt or anything. Right now, it doesn't, it's, like, a little sore, but it doesn't really hurt at all. I don't know how to explain it. So anyway, I don't know why it would, just because you lose a crown. It's not like I'm in pain or anything like that. But anyway, so got up today, we went to brunch, and then after brunch, I'm, like, on the hunt for that. I'm, like, so hard trying to find that Starbucks, that green slime cup that they put out that's like a limited edition cup. And Melissa had watched my video where I was mentioning it in there, and so she was like, they have them at this Target at Glendale, which is like this mall right up by us. And so I said, Alex, I said, do you care if we get a Target? And he was like, no, not at all. So we ran up there. They had none of the cups. The only cups they had were the same cups I'd seen at the other two Starbucks that I'd been to. Well, the second one that I went to, they hardly had any new cups at all. So the first Starbucks that I went to, which was where I did my video for my Peter Does Stuff channel, they had some of the fall cups, but they didn't have any of the green slime ones. So I'm going to still look for it. And yeah, so anyway. And then we came home, and that's when he, like, took Boo Radley out and gave him some treats and stuff like that. And I gave him the treats, and he, like, ate him up real quick. Alex took him out, and I gave him the treats. So anyway. Oh, no, I took him out. I took him out, and then I took him out and gave him treats, and he ate them right up. And then Alex took him out, like, 10 minutes after that, because then he was laying on the couch, and I said, what are you doing? Because he was laying on the couch in the living room, and I said, what are you doing? That was right after I'd filmed my video for my new channel, my reality TV recaps and opinions channel. Peter's Reality TV recaps and opinions. And I went inside and he was laying on the couch. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I just took Boo out. I was like, okay, well, I just took Boo out too. So, and we got to go out twice, and Boo was just like hanging out on his, like, sitting on his chest and whatever, being real sweet. So that was when he was getting ready to go upstairs. Well, he picked up Boo and he goes, let's go to bed for the night. I go, are you seriously going to bed for the night? He goes, no, we're going to watch movies, because we're going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy later, and The Real Housewives of New York, and we're going to watch maybe a horror movie. So we'll see. I can't stay up super late tonight in case they can get me into the dentist tomorrow. I'm going to have to, like, call early and find out, so I can't stay up, like, super, super late, because if I call and they're like, yeah, we can get you in at, like, 10 or something, I'm going to have to just go, right? So there's that, and then, so yeah, and so that's our night tonight. It's cool in Indianapolis. It was like pouring down rain earlier. It was pouring down rain while I was filming some of my videos out here, but it didn't come up at all. But it's cool tonight. The sun finally started coming out probably about an hour ago, and it's like a very pretty fall evening. I mean, everything's soaking wet right now, the street and everything like that, because it was pouring down rain, but like leaves were falling earlier, and you can really feel that it's like starting to turn into. I have to be honest with you. Like, we fought so hard to try to keep the pool open for 2 more weeks. And I'm kind of glad that we didn't, because then they would be like, we kept the pool open for 2 more weeks and we're charged $700 and y'all didn't use the pool. Well, it's 68 degrees today. I mean, who's going to the pool when it's 68? You know what I mean? So I'm kind of glad that we, in retrospect, that the pool didn't get to be open 2 more weeks, because it's been kind of cool ever since the pool closed. But today it's like, it was high of 68. I wore. I'm going to do a little outfit check real quick. I wore this Ralph Lauren hoodie, and then I wore these green corduroy shorts, and this hat, and I wore my, what do you call them? My camouflage Birkenstocks. I was going to wear my blue ones. I have like blue leather ones, but they cut into my feet a little bit, so I was like, I don't know about all that. I really thought long and hard about addressing this or not addressing this, and for people that are not in the Vloggerinos group, then you won't even know what I'm talking about, so just kind of ignore this piece. But there's 2 things that came up that I want to talk about, that came up in the Vloggerinos group, and I don't want to make a statement over there or anything, so I'm just going to address it on camera. So, okay. And I'm trying to be kind of like sensitive about this whole thing, so I just want people to understand. So somebody posted something in the Vloggerinos group the other day, right? And the comment was something to the effect of, like in my referencing, like, my friendship with Nikki and things like that, which is, it's kind of funny to me, because, like, I talk more probably about Tanya and Mel than I ever talk about, or Valerie even, than I talk about Nikki. I mean, Nikki, we're, like, newer friends. We met through the book club and things like that, right? And so somebody made a comment, and they said something to the effect of that they were kind of jealous of my friendship with Nikki and whatnot, and they wish that they had like a close friendship like that and whatnot. Okay, so I mean, I know the person that left the comment. I've interacted with them several times in like DMs and things like that, and messages, and has always been extremely supportive of me. And I know was just like saying, like, gosh, I wish I could be friends with Peter too. There was nothing weird about the comment, okay? I knew that there was nothing weird about the comment. But a lot of people took it and made it into kind of like, oh, this is like Peter has stalkers, he has harassers, and whatever. And so I just kind of want to clear the air about all this. Like, I really, really appreciate everybody looking out for me on that. And I did read all the comments on the post. This person retracted the comment and came out and made an apology because they didn't want to offend anybody in the group. And a lot of people had very strong stances on it. First of all, I just want to say I really appreciate everybody that came out and was talking about my need to set boundaries, because I do. And my need that, people were trying to explain, like, well, Peter obviously can't be friends with everybody, which has never been my intention, So I won't even get into all of that, but there is a need for me to set boundaries, and especially now more than ever. And I just want to make this very clear. Like, there are a few people online that I've interacted with time to time, and that if I continue to interact with them, it's because I find them to be trustworthy, or and there's nobody on any of my channels that I interact with on a regular basis. I'm talking like maybe a message like, hey, hope you're doing well, thank you, I appreciate it, from like they'll say that to me, whatever, like every other month or something like that. Okay, it's never anything more than that. It's never even like, you know, real personal information and things like that. So here's, okay, the thing. Well, first of all, I just want you to know, I took no offense to that. I do appreciate you guys standing up for me and explaining to this person that I need to set boundaries and whatever, and that kind of goes for everybody. Like, and part of my coming out and saying this is, like, I don't want people to think, like, oh, Peter has to set these strict boundaries and things like that, and he can't interact with anybody or respond to a DM. That's not how I feel about it. I don't have a problem responding to DMs and whatever, and a lot of people have been so gracious and so kind, right? And so I appreciate you guys, like, respecting my boundaries and protecting me. I also know that this person didn't mean any harm by it. So I just want to say that. And I actually reached out to them and I said, hey, I just want you to know I wasn't offended by your comment. And, you know, like, I appreciate, I don't know how I said it, but I said something like, I appreciate you apologizing for it, but you didn't need to. And their response to me was that they just didn't want to, like, bring any, like, harm to me or to anybody in the group, and that's why they retracted the statement, and that they, like, responded to it the way that they did. So, because then they were, like, deleting comments that people were leaving, and got called out on it, and people were saying, you know, like, if you're going to say this, and you should leave the comments up. Okay, first and foremost, I just want to say this. I already know that there are people that don't like me, that are very silent in the Vloggerinos group. I appreciate your protection for me, but there is no problem with you guys coming out and stating your stance, and I think that you have every right to, and I don't think that that comment should be deleted. I don't care if it's, you know, whatever, but at the same time, I don't want people to fight, okay? You guys all congregate, or, like, I think there's a misconception that, like, I run the Vloggerinos group or I have a lot of control over it. I don't. I have reached out to the moderators at time and asked them a certain thing here and there, like, I'm confused about. But, I mean, in all honesty, maybe, like, 4 times in my entire time of the Vloggerinos group being up, that's happened, right? That I've reached out to them for, like, a question or clarification or something like that, right? They've reached out to me and said, like, you know, like, hey, we're going to, like, close down, you know, because of this is going on or whatever. We're not going to let anybody in right now for a while. And I'm like, you do, it's like your group. It's not my group. It's not my group. The Vloggerinos group is not my group. I'm just a member of the group. And I don't even see it, because most of the posts in there are, to be honest with you, I mean, they post my vlogs every day, but most of the posts are not about me. Most of the posts are people sharing personal things. You know, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Be careful of what you share in that group. Be careful of what you share on any private or public group on Facebook. You know, I think sometimes I worry a little bit about that people, like, overshare. And if you don't care and it's, like, what you want to share, share it, right? But I don't want people fighting in a group that is, like, congregating over watching my videos. Like, that's not what I'm about, and I don't want that. And I will say that I was impressed with even the people that took issue with it, the way that when this person came out and apologized, that they responded to them and were like, hey, like, I totally understand, like, you know, whatever, and until they were deleting comments, and then they got called out about deleting comments, and, you know, but I just want to say, like, I think everybody has a right to have a fair stance. And if you feel a certain way about something that's posted, I think you have every right in any kind of group that you're in to respond to that. And I think that your response should be able to stay on there. I firmly believe that, you know, unless it's threatening or nasty to somebody. I think that's uncalled for anywhere. And that's why I've started to block people and delete people in my drama channel and other places. And if I see it over here, I'll do the same. But when they're just sharing their opinion, that's different. But at the same time, I think, like, I don't know. Maybe, like, let's just... I wonder if anybody reached out. This would be my own question. I didn't ask them this, but I just wonder if anybody reached out and said, hey, like, I'm a little concerned, like, the post that you wrote, like, read wrong. Like, did anybody reach out and say that? And I don't know if that would have been heard. So, you know, and it was posted in the group. So it's like anybody can respond to it. You know what I mean? But I just want you guys to know, number one, I really appreciate you guys being so protective of me and understanding that I need to set boundaries. And I really appreciate the people that were like, hey, Peter needs to set boundaries. Like, you do understand this, right? I want to say that, number one, and number two, I want to say I wasn't offended. You know, I think at this point, by reading the Vloggerinos group, I kind of know how the people that post regularly, how they speak and what they mean by it and things like that. You know what I mean? So, and in all honesty, like, because somebody said something about, like, I hope this doesn't scare Peter away from this group. It doesn't scare me away. If I was concerned about it that much, I would reach out to that person and say, hey, listen, your post was a little concerning to me. It wasn't concerning to me. Just because I've interacted with that person. So I just want to make that very, very clear. The other thing is that, and this is kind of the thing that I'm kind of like, maybe I shouldn't say this because this is going to piss off some people or whatever, but I'm just going to say it, right? Like, there were people in there that were like, well, maybe Peter can, like, have a meet and greet and we can, like, it was all about the West Coast and people driving here and people driving there and whatever, okay? I am right now not, like, I've never really, to be honest with you, thought about doing, like, if I run into somebody or whatever, like, that's one thing. Like, I'll, of course, always be generous and nice and whatever. I mean, it's not like, I mean, you guys, I'm just a regular human being making YouTube videos, okay? It's not like I travel with, like, security detail or anything like that, right? I mean, if you come up to me and I'm out somewhere, okay? I mean, even if somebody came up to me and said, I hate you, like, I can't stand your videos, I'd be like, okay, well, I guess don't watch them, you know? If somebody came up and said, oh, Peter, like, I watch all your videos, whatever, I'm gonna be gracious about it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just a human being, I'm not a celebrity or anything like that. But a lot of people were, like, saying maybe people were come out here to the West Coast to do a meet and greet or whatever. You know, I've always, like, people have asked me for years to do meet and greets, and I've always been like, well, who would show up? Like, 5 people. But this was a lot of people that were kind of showing interest in it. And I just want to say this, and I hope that nobody takes this offensively, and this is not directed at any one person or anything. This is just where I'm at in my place right now. I am not comfortable doing a planned meet and greet anywhere right now. You know, I have to be really, really careful. Before I even respond to emails, like, somebody got kind of upset with me because they had emailed me twice, and then they said to me, I can't believe that you didn't email me back when I emailed you twice. I'm not responding to any personal emails right now at all. I'm not comfortable doing that. This is part of me having to set boundaries. I probably won't be posting a bunch in the Vloggerinos group or any other group of that matter unless I'm just like, hey, I'm not vlogging today or blah, 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 whatever, right? Like, you were right. I do have to set boundaries and limits. And the thing is that in looking at some of the people that, and looking at some of the people, to be honest with you, okay, so, you know, there are people that if, like, I go somewhere, and I actually spoke to Koei about this, okay? Because Koei now lives in Las Vegas, and everybody knows that because he's posted it, you know, on his vlog group and talked about it on his channel and stuff like that. Well, we go to Las Vegas quite a bit, and I know that if I go there, Koei is going to want to meet up with me, right? And there is somebody in San Diego who's very busy, but we've talked about it for years about meeting up. It's Joelle who said that, you know, she would take me around to vegan restaurants and stuff like that. So and this is nothing against Koei and Joelle. I mean, I appreciate your support, and you guys have been so kind to me. And I explained this to Koei on the phone, and he totally understood it, right? So, and that was because I had to call Koei about something completely separate, about his safety issues and things like that, that I just wanted him to know that, and I don't have his number, and he doesn't have my number. It's nothing like that. I don't even know why I have to explain myself. If I want to have somebody's number, I can have, you know what I mean? I can have friends. I'm allowed to have friends. But it was, you know, all through Messenger and things like that. So anyway, and it was about his move, and I was just concerned about his safety and things like that, and I wanted to let him know that I was, you know, glad that things were going well. I had reached out to Koei before and asked him if he could talk in the past about something, another safety issue thing. So, anyway, I explained this to Koei on the phone. It's like, I am not in a place right now where even people that I know and I trust, I'm comfortable like meeting up for coffee or for like a dinner or a lunch or something. And this is nothing about them. Like, I mean, I trust Joelle, I trust Koei, you know what I mean? Like, they've sent me beautiful things. They've been completely supportive of me. But at the same time, in looking at some of the people, just a few, okay, that are harassing me behind the scenes, there are people that really, really liked me, and then I did one thing, and it's all of a sudden they turned. And you have to understand, I'm not working with people that, like, are all there, if that makes sense, right? Like, they don't necessarily look at the world the way that most of us look at the world. So I am not in a position where I feel like I can go and meet up with somebody and have coffee or whatever, and I appreciate you guys asking. I don't feel comfortable having a meet and greet for the sole reason that, number one, I have to protect my safety. Number two, if I do, and then somebody gets pissed off because they feel like I'm giving, like, more attention to somebody than this person, and this is a person that doesn't see the world the right way, and I don't even, like, nobody that I'm talking about in this video, trust me, is a stalker or harasser. Nobody, okay? I don't even think it really comes from people that are in the Vloggerinos group. I mean, I think some of the haters are in there, but I don't think it comes from, like, people that post actively or are involved in that. I think they hide out there so they can see what I'm posting or what I'm saying in there if I ever do post. I think that's the only reason that they're in there. But in looking at a few of the people that, just a few, I did a whole video today talking about, on my drama channel, talking about where the majority of it's coming, but a few people, I'd say like maybe 2 or 3, are people that used to like really, really support me hard, and then I said something in a video that they just could not stand behind, and now, like, they can't stand me. So I don't want to send wrong messages. It's not like I'm afraid of Koei or I'm afraid of Joelle or something like that, or I'm afraid of people that I would meet in a meet and greet. There's nothing about that. I appreciate your support. You guys, like, are unbelievable to me, right? But at the same time, like, I just have to, like, be protective of, like, how's that going to play out. So if I go here and I meet up with Joelle for a vegetarian dinner, then everybody's going to start expecting that whenever I go anywhere that I'm going to meet up with somebody, and I can't do that. I just, honest to God, like, I'm literally just a human being that travels for fun with my husband. I can't, you know, I can't, this is not 24 hours of my day, you know what I mean? And so I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to upset anybody. And I kind of said that to Joelle, and she completely, I mean, you know, she's with it, so she gets it. Koei totally understood. And I just want to make that clear. It's not like, and I wanted to come out and say that about, like, the meet and greets and things like that. Like, I appreciate you guys saying that. I think for me right now, until some of this is dealt with, and I don't know how long that's going to be, I just kind of have to stick to myself, and you know what I mean? Like, and that doesn't mean that I don't care about you guys. It doesn't mean that I don't appreciate your support. I just want to make that clear. And I think I was kind of afraid to come out and say this because I thought, well, there's going to be some people out there that are going to be pissed off, and it's going to be like, well, Peter doesn't care about his audience, and that's not it at all, right? Like, outside of this post that people were saying that Peter has to set limits and boundaries with people, and, like, you have to understand, like Peter's not going to meet most of us, and of course we would love to have those kind of friendships with Peter and stuff like that, but he's just a YouTuber and whatever. And, like, as much as, like, I don't know about that situation, that post, like, that is true of anybody on all of my channels. Like, I have to be very protective right now of my interactions, of even responding to people. I'm not talking about comments, but responding to people in DMs or messages and whatever. And that's not like somebody saying, hey, like, I just want to let you know I'm thinking about, I hope you're doing well or whatever. Like, I'll probably respond to that and say, thank you, I appreciate it. If it's somebody that I've interacted with in the past, if not, I probably won't, in all honesty. I feel like ever since, like, the stalking and the harassing, like, I've talked about it publicly, I feel like every day, like, I'm getting more and more and more and more DMs from people on Twitter and Instagram. Like, I mean, it's now like an all-time high. Number one, I can't keep up with all of them. And honest to God, like, on Instagram, I just go through, read them, go through, read them, go through. I don't respond to them. I just can't. And I I don't know. Like, this is the thing. I don't know if the person that is, and I'm not talking about the people that I've talked about in this video, okay? Because I know who they are, and I know they've followed me for a long time, and I haven't pissed them off, and they're very nice, right? I'm talking about people that I don't know, and I don't know their names, and their names are new to me, and things like that, and they haven't watched my videos for a long time. Like, I don't feel comfortable having those interactions right now, even in the safety of a DM. I just don't, because I don't know who's hiding out there, and they've changed. It stopped. I don't know who's out there and who's changed profile names, and, you know, who's invented new profiles, and who's trying to, you know, like, I don't know, like, develop some kind of personal relationship with me so they can kind of get in. So it's just better that I don't have any kind of personal relationships with anybody right now. I hope that makes sense. It's not me being rude. And I, like I said, I appreciate all your support, and I really appreciate the people understanding it and saying, like, Peter needs to set boundaries. You're absolutely right, I do. And I feel like I've been really good at that since I've been on YouTube, you know? Like, I mean, I really think through, like, every interaction and things like that, you know? And, the reason why I originally reached out to Koei, just to make this clear, was because he was in Florida. And I wanted him to explain to me, because I didn't fully understand, I wanted him to explain to me the anti-trans laws and how they affected him specifically. And so that was originally how we started, I think, talking. And then just recently in talking about his move to Las Vegas, and that I hope things were going well, because I knew that was like a huge move for him. And I also wanted to explain to him, because we probably will be going to Las Vegas here in the near future, that I didn't want him to, you know, be upset. And I also wanted to talk to him about something else, about because I do trust Koei, the possibility of maybe down the road, if you know, a moderator spot opens up or something like that, would he be comfortable doing that? And so that was, and I'm not the one that decides on the moderators, but I did ask the moderators that if they ever switch roles or somebody leaves or whatever, that they run by me, the person that's the moderator, because I cannot imagine a worse hell than one of my biggest haters and somebody that I can't vet out being in control of a group that I am not running. Like, that to me is really scary, if that makes sense. So, you know, Koei is somebody that has shown that he's trustworthy, and then the administrators, or the moderators and the administrators, of which I am not a moderator or an administrator on the Vloggerinos group, like, they have been fantastic. They have been super protective of me, and, like, done anything they possibly can to protect safety of the group, and I really, really appreciate that. Not just of me, but of the members of the group, and I appreciate that. But, like, at the same time, like I said, and I've told them this, that please reach out to me if those roles change, because if I just wake up one day and there's, like, a moderator that, like, I know, because I know that there are people, I know some people out there that don't like me, okay, and what their names are, and if they all of a sudden just were like, oh, well, I'm the new moderator of the group, I'd be like, okay, that kind of scares me. So that was really the reason why I talked to Koei the last time, because Koei is somebody that, I mean, he put together that 1,000 crane thing. I mean, if you can't, I mean, that's, like, unbelievable trustworthiness, right? And loyalty. Like, I appreciate that. And so he is somebody that, and I also think that, like, Koei is, like, he watches the vlogs, but he's also got, like, his entire other life. Like, he's not, like, ate up with it, if that makes sense. And so, like, that's somebody that's, like, all the moderators, like, they watch the vlog. Not all of them watch it every single day, but they watch the vlog, and they are, you know, participate in the group, but then they have, like, their own separate lives. And, like, I so appreciate that. And so, like, that's who I need, right? Like, I don't need somebody that's online 24 hours a day with all that kind of stuff, you know? So, you know, they've all got activities and work and interests that they have, families and stuff like that. So I don't even know why I felt like I needed to explain all of that tonight. I just wanted to make that clear. In all honesty, like, I have never once been really that offended by anything that's been said, or, like, I've thought, like, anything, like, weird about a comment that somebody's posted up there, you know? And I just appreciate the support. It means a lot to me, so I just wanted to say that. I know that there are people watching this who are like, what is he talking about? I am not in the Vloggerinos group. Well, in that case, just take it as, you know, part of the standing up for myself era is also about needing to protect myself, my husband, my dog, my family, my friends, and having to set some pretty strict, firm boundaries, which, like I said, I think I've done pretty well, like, my entire time of being on YouTube. like, and no offense, but like, even the moderators, the people I'm talking about, like, I wouldn't consider us like close friends or anything like that. And I think they probably know that. You know what I mean? Like, they're not, it's not like nobody from any of my channels that watches any of my channels has my phone number and texts me, period, end of story, you know? Like, Nikki and I met through the book club. Nikki started talking to Mel first. Nikki and I started talking through DMs, and then she's been active in the book club for like over a year and a half, and we literally just started texting, like, I don't know, 6 months ago, and then started talking to each other on the phone. There was a long process of me vetting her out, and trust me, she's completely 100% safe. She's shared a lot about her personal life. I've shared a lot with her. And Mel's the same way. I mean, Mel and I, when we were looking at stuff, like, I can remember when Mel reached out to me, and I was like, oh, I don't know, like, somebody like running the book club that I don't know, and then we became partners because I was like, okay, you're doing all the work, like half of this is yours too, this is not just my book club, right? Like half of it is hers as well. But, you know, when she reached out to me at first, we were just talking about this because I read the very first message that she ever sent me, which was like years ago, right? And I can remember getting it and thinking to myself, like, I don't know who this person is other than just I know them from the book club and they've commented and stuff like that, right? And I'm grateful that Mel and I have become really great friends. But that process of getting to know each other and whatever, and like I had boundaries set up then, that was like a long process. You know, it just didn't happen overnight. And I think that that's important. So if you email me, if you DM me and I don't respond, do not take offense to it. It's getting so dark out here. Do not take offense to it. If you post something in the Vloggerinos group and I don't like it or I don't respond to it, in all honesty, I don't get on Facebook that many. I get on it every, like, you know, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days, 6 days a week. Like maybe every third day, every sixth day or something like that. I don't get on it very often. Don't take offense if you know, post a glowing post about me and I don't respond or like it. It's not like I'm, you know, not paying attention to it. It's just I probably don't see it or whatever, you know. But as far as like emails and DMs and stuff like that, I'm just not in a space right now where I feel comfortable responding to those. And in all honesty, like I never really have. Like I might respond to a DM here, like if somebody says like, you know, and the other thing is I get like really long emails and DMs from people where they share like very personal things, which I appreciate. It means a lot to me, right? But like I don't really know how to respond to that. So sometimes I'll just like say like, thank you for sharing your story with me. Or if they say all this stuff, I'll say like, thanks for the support, or like this, I like, you know, it really means a lot to me. Like I don't really get into like deep conversations with people, and so I don't want people to take that the wrong way and think I'm being rude. It's just I've always felt like it was pretty important for me to like, you know, set some boundaries and limits since I've been on YouTube. So anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. I wasn't offended by the post. I wasn't offended by what people said in defense of me. I wasn't offended by any of it. And I think at this point, let's just, you know, move through it to the other side. And for those of you that are in the group, just continue to enjoy it. And I'll continue to vlog. And now it's so dark outside that I am going to get off here and I am going to, and, you know, the things I say in my video, you know, like loving one another and all that kind of stuff, like let's remember that as we interact with each other as well, you know? So anyway, all right, so I'm going to get off here now. I hope that you guys are having I'm going to do my old school outro today because some people said that they missed that. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday and that you are getting relaxed, rejuvenated, refreshed, and renewed for the week ahead, and that you have a fantastic, amazing week this week. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want, or your week if you need to. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much it means to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face, you might be changing their day for the better, you might be making them happier, and you might be making them feel seen. Also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more, because it all starts with you. And the more you are kinder to yourself and the more you love yourself, the more you'll be kinder and love others as well. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Up. And for those that want to hear it, those that need to hear it, those that want to need to hear it, those that need to want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around. One more, I love you. I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.